Hello friends, welcome to my channel Game of Trades. Today is 26th of April 2018 and in this video I will be analyzing Nifty 50 plus some of the stocks which I have been looking from past few weeks as well as trading them, all trades being intraday. And yesterday I took yesterday two trades I have carried it till today because this is just an expiry trade and that I want to show you so that you can see that there is a possibility, that you can find some good option to work upon in just 1 or 2 days, and you can make money by doing that. So firstly, the traditional disclaimer: whatever information you are viewing through this YouTube channel is only for educational purpose, and any trade that you wish to take upon based on any suggestions made here is entirely your responsibility, and I can't be held legally liable for your profit or loss. Now Nifty 50, this is the weekly chart, and we have seen that Nifty has been going up since last 4 weeks, and this is the fifth week. This was last week of March since when we started going up, so it shows that 26th of March this week started from that. Now this is where it becomes important that this is complete 1 month from where we started this pullback rally. So this is just a pullback. I have been telling you from last several videos of mine that this is just a pullback. There is currently no confirmation saying that this pullback will be extended enough to become a long-term bull trend. In the long term, we are still in the bull mode, but this current trend that we are set up is the retracement of this downward retracement. So if the move has come down, it will retrace to upper side, and if it was going up, it will retrace to the lower side. So this pullback, we have seen that the from this week we have been in the range. This is the first week where we have been we have made a smaller candle in the past 4 weeks, where we have seen always this all the four candles that we are seeing are higher lows as well as higher highs. All these candles have been have been in the green, and they are big candles saying that, showing that they have been a good up. Now this week, this is the third day, no, this is the fourth day of this week, and today is expiry. So today is, so this candle formation has been after the three trading session of this week. Fourth day, that is today, that is expiry, is important, and this is the monthly expiry also. So what remains to see is that we still remain in this small range or we break down. I have been telling that I'm expecting a breakdown. We have this retracement, this pullback, which has gone to around 50-61% level in between, and this is the time that we should be seeing a breakdown happening. But currently on the charts, on the daily charts, we just see that price action has shifted out of this range. It is not making any longer higher high, but still I would like to see price to be down, uh, to break down this level of around 10,520, and then we can see that we are heading lower, especially if we break down below this 460, so 10,460, then it's a good confirmation that we can tell that it will be heading lower. But it will not happen like, okay, it will simply start falling every day. These things don't expect. The thing is, it will go lower then higher, so the way it moves will be in a state, and we have to follow that. We have to, and once we see that happening, then only we can take a positional shot. Before that, let's wait for some time. I'll still keep my trades intraday, and this is yesterday we saw that we fell from higher levels. We went to the top, and the top, we see that there is no wick at the top. So we went up, and from that we opened higher, and from that level we simply went down. We From the open, we did not go any inch further on the above side. So not a single point we concurred on the higher side. The moment we opened, from that moment we slided simply down. Now this is something that tells that uh, after open, people started booking their long profits, and there was no long build up after that. Now if you see this OI interest, what is interesting is yesterday we saw that around 10,600 levels. Call writers were around 13 foot, I believe it was 12, 13 or 14 lakhs, something round about. I don't remember exact figure. Here is where there was a maximum call writing happening. Now this level has reduced at the end of the day to half almost, or not half. So it was 12 lakhs, so just it has become two-thirds of that, and around 66% is remaining, which is a good amount. And it says that this expiry we will not go above 10,600. This is something that as of now, as per the current open interest, this looks like we are not going to expire above 10,600. Another reason being that we see that at 10,600, around 11 lakh plus guys have squared off their position. So addition happening at 10,600 call, and people flying away from 10,600 PE. This combination says that 10,600 levels we are not crossing in this series at least, and this can become another symbol that we are heading lower. We will see if we are in a range bound market today, or we head lower. So these are the only two possibilities that I see, that either we head lower, either we are going southwards, or we are in a range bound market. We will see that what are the ranges that we can go. So at most I think 10,450 to 10,550. So around these 100 points is where we will be mostly oscillating in between. Now if we go to bank nifty, I have already told that bank nifty is weaker than nifty, and we see this red candle formation on this weekly chart. And let me refresh it. Yes, so it is, this has actually given a breakdown happening. I told you that yesterday that this you might consider as somebody might consider this, the previous third candle is this one, as hammer, but don't think that this is a bullish symbol, because we have been in a range bound market. So is this hammer a confirmation of a bull trend? Only because this is a hammer, you should not consider buying at this level. And this is what turns out to be true, that after this hammer formation, we see, though we see a green candle, but the next day, that is yesterday, we saw a red candle happening. And this is also similar to what we saw in nifty, that we opened at a certain level, and from that level we did not even inched higher. We are simply moving southwards, and we formed a red candle, saying, with no weak above it, with no shadow above it. So this says that we are, and bank nifty which was weak is still getting weaker, and we are also facing resistance at 50-day EMA. This is something significant. If you see 50-day EMA, we opened at that level, and from that level we have been just falling. And this is one classic example that simply trading candlestick pattern will not work. This one might consider that this was a hammer, but if you buy just seeing that, then you will be in loss. So this is something that guys you have to be careful about, and hopefully with this analysis there will be things that will become clearer to you. Now there was one question which was asked in regarding SDIL, that somebody had, this was asked in a WhatsApp, that this guy has bought SDIL, and then from, and he has bought it around 52 labels, so maybe here, and from that label it has been just heading lower. So this 52 label was a support reason, and this label, I guess he bought it here, and after two uh, and since that for 2 days it has been, so actually this is a weekly chart, so for 2 weeks it has went up, and as he told me that he bought it after he saw some news, something was told by the anchors that SDIL has some positive news, and then he started accumulating that. His average price was 52. After seeing the news, he bought it. For 2 weeks, it went up, and this is what we see, that it went up for 2 weeks, but then since then it has been falling, and he had done an investment for the long term. So, guys, this is another example that just because there is some news about some stock, it does not mean that you simply jump there and buy it. SDIL currently is in downtrend, and the level of support can be around 31, 30, around 30 levels. If that support is also broken, then you will see, then we might see this in a single digit. So this is something very important, that if you have this, you keep your stop loss at these levels that I have mentioned, or you exit. We will head much lower if Nifty starts to go southward, but then we will not take any aggressive decisions, we will not take any aggressive trades as of now. We know that market moves in steps, and we have to trade those steps, and as and when I see certain levels coming, then I will be talking about in my daily videos. Now Nifty heavyweight is TCS, and TCS, we have seen that this green candle has come. After that, we somebody, just explained it as a shooting star, and then the next day this red candle will give you a connotation that we are heading lower. But then yesterday we saw a big green candle, and this is what happens, guys, most of the time, that just because you see some candlestick pattern, uh, and you simply don't see the context of where we are in the price action, how there are other things that are happening, then you might be wrong in that case. Here also you see there was a consolidation happening. After this consolidation, we saw this green candle happening yesterday. Now we have to, if we open higher, then it will go upwards, but then as I told that I expect Nifty to go down, so I will not be currently interested in looking for stocks which are going up. Probably I will be looking for those who are heading lower. I've explained in Bank Nifty that we are going downwards, and one of the one of the bank which I always like to short is Axis Bank. This has given me some good profits in previous days. Again, I will be looking for some sorting opportunities in Axis Bank, and my targets are lower around. I believe this Axis Bank will head lower to around 430 levels, 450 levels first, and 460, 450 levels roundabout, and then after that there might be a pullback, and once that pullback is over, then again we will see much lowers coming in Axis Bank. So this is where I will be keeping my eye on, and I will be trading this Axis Bank on the lower side. Now Voltage I have been analyzing, and I have told that I am bearish on Voltage, though I had explained in one of my videos in great depth what I am looking for in Voltage. This appears as head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder pattern, which gives it a bullish connotation, but then this will not materialize. This is what I had explained in that video, and there are other things that you have to look it. Only because you see certain chart pattern, it does not mean that you start trading that. There are other contexts that you need to attach to it before going for a trade. So this is something that we have seen, that I had traded this this red candle. I had not traded this green candle, but this red candle I told you that I traded yesterday. I did not trade, and this was short here, but then I didn't do anything in Voltage. In fact, I did. I'll show you what I did. In fact, I did not traded future or script, or in cash. I have shorted a call of Voltage, and this is something that I will show you. So this was Voltage. I am bearish on that. Now Wipro, I had told that I am bearish on Wipro, and my target which I am looking for is around, um first target will be around 270, and then I believe that will be heading lower towards around 450, 460 level. So where I see Wipro is around 250, 250 to 70 levels, and that means that we have good amount to cover at the downsides, and the lot size is 2400. So even if you are able to catch 10 points out of that, that will be 24,000 rupees. That's a handsome amount that as a trader you can cherish that amount. So this is something, guys, keep your eyes on. This is the triangle that I have made, which is not a traditional triangle. Now this is, if I go to the daily chart, now this is something that it has chosen to trade below this range. So there was one this range, there is another this range, this line, and this trend line. Now it has chosen to be within this trend line, and a follow through, a breakdown at these levels, which I believe will be coming maybe today if we gap down, and then we'll see a follow through happening with, and then we can trade it on the downside with first target of around 270. And if you want as those levels to come, then you should be probably trading not April's future, but then the future of the next month, that is next series, that is May. Now BPCL also, I have been telling that I am bearish on that, though it might go up till the level of around this gap of around 397, 98, or let's say that 400, and maybe it can fill the gap also by going to 405. So these are the levels I will be careful. I want a bearish connotation, I want a bearish signal here, and then I will short it. But if it is going up, then I will probably wait. I don't want to trade on the long side of it. I want to trade it only on the short side. Now there are and it depends on what type of trader you are. Somebody like to buy the pullback, and there are others who want to be on the on the current trend. Now, even if you buy pullback, that is fine, but there should be, then you have to be more alert that this pullback can be over at any time, and then you have to change your, or you have to cover your position. So depending on what type of trader you are, I like to trade on confirmation rather than just trade in any way, the way the price is moving. But then I like to wait now for some time, and once I find some good trade, then only I trade it. Now, in these days, what I have been doing is I have been trading options, but then only by shorting it. Let's say that we have this Nifty, the lot size is 75. Even if I short, let's say MI on MIS around 10 lots, or let's say 5 lots, then in that case, if I'm able to make, let's say that you are trading with 750 quantity and you are able to catch 10 points, that is around uh, 7,500 amount, and that you can make. So what I'm trying to do, what I have been doing in these days, I have been eating premium of call and put, because this was a range bound movement in Nifty. So that is one thing that I have been doing. There are other things that, and these things I have to explain in a live trading session. I cannot explain how I'm trading based on open interest and the chart patterns, the trend lines, and all. This is something that I have to show you, and show you in a live trading session, the live decisions that I am making. Otherwise, it is very difficult to explain, as well as difficult for you to understand. So that part I have in my mind, and I like to keep that, and I like to take that in a live trading session. So I will leave that for now. And I had told you that I have been writing uh, some options. So if you see my current position, okay, it is not showing my buy levels, my shorted levels. Okay, so anyway, what is important is I have been doing this shorting and all, and uh, I have shorted this Wipro call option, and I believe that so what is that option? Let's see. So this is 10th. So this is 310 and 300. So, and today is expiry. If we are not able to go above 300, then this is around. So the lot size is 2,400. Now what you will get is 4,800, and that is good amount to get without doing anything. So yesterday's price closed at 2 rupees 5 paise, and if you would have shorted it, I have shorted it at higher level, so my uh, profit would be higher. But then what I want to show you is, if you would have shorted it just yesterday, then also today, as I believe that Wipro will be going down, so this will become zero, and then you will cover it at 5 paise. That means that you are earning 2 rupees. That means you are getting 4,800 rupees without doing anything, just because you are able to pick up the movement of Wipro and predict that this is going southwards. So this was a safe bet to short. Now also here I have told that Wipro I will be short, and TCS I will not be shorting. Both are from IT industry, but it does not. But I'm not short on whole of IT industry. If something is going higher, I want to respect it and let it go higher. And if I have to trade that, then I will buy it. I don't want to predict the reversal at this level, you know, only because one stock is going higher from the same sector does not mean that everybody will be dragged from that level. Now you, what we have to see is each individual stocks where they are heading, and we have to trade in that way. So guys, that was it for today. If you have any further queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.